So we about having a short play, and the short play is on leadership. So let's have it now.
Okay. Oh,
Angel, why are you crying? What's the matter?
Ngozi, talk to us. Is Marcia and Yami your best friends?
mistaken that hits me with a stick.
Why would she do that?
Did you disobey her?
No, I only said that Emeka had a coconut head.
Is that why she hit you with a stick?
Yes.
This is so annoying. She calls us coconut heads whenever she feels we're wrong.
Why would she punish us for saying what she always says?
That's okay. We report her to the head teacher.
Thank you. Marvelous, Miracle, and Adriel. You did so well. Thank you so much for being on Genius Court on radio. So thank you, our listeners. With this, we move on to the final segment of the show, which is the Family Zone. And like we, had it last weekend, we're fortunate again to have Dr. Maxwell James. He's not just a time management expert, he's also a leadership expert. He's trained many on leadership, and he's been very good helping people to understand leadership. So he's back here on the show to help us address the issue of leadership. So Dr. Maxwell James, welcome to Genius Court on radio.
Thank you very much for having me in your show once again.
Thank you very much for finding time to honor our invitation the second time. Yes, you have been here in the studio with us. You're listening to the kids, the short play, Mrs. Tekena, the class teacher, who should be a leader to the kids. We'd always say coconut head to the kids, but the child said that she disciplined the child. Well, I guess you thought she did the right thing, but I want to hear from you, and our listeners want to hear from you what leadership is all about. So let's begin with that. What is leadership, sir?
Okay, thank you so very much. Leadership has so many definitions, but for me, leadership is the ability to inspire and influence others to follow you and your vision. So everything rises and falls on leadership. So it's about your ability to inspire and influence people to follow you as well as your vision.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, looking at Mrs. Tekena, would you say she is a good leader?
Not really, because leadership is beyond talking, is beyond issuing commands. A lot of people give commands and they feel that's leadership. Leadership or good leadership is basically talking the talk and walking the talk, and it also means having integrity and honesty. We should be able to mean what you say and also say what you mean. Leadership has to do with loving and caring the people you lead. It also has to do with developing and motivating others. And basically for me, leadership has to do with leading by example, being an example to the people you're leading so that they'll be able to follow you and become even like you or even more than you. And so leaders must lead by example. You must become the change you want to see.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. That was detailed, so detailed. Now, I believe parents are leaders. Do you share the same view as I do?
Yes, parents are leaders. In fact, we have two categories. It's either you're born a leader or you're made a leader. So by learning and developing your leadership skills, you can be a leader. So everybody has in him or her the innate ability to lead, because we're all created in his image, and we're to be leaders by birth.
Okay, so what impact does bad leadership, from the family have on a child?
Okay, well, quite a lot, because children look up to their parents as leaders, and so they look up to you to really learn virtues and learn values and also become even like you. So if you don't demonstrate good leadership, definitely it's going to impact them. Just like Tekena, Mrs. Tekena, she was more of talking the talk but not walking the talk. And so if you exhibit bad leadership, your children will imbibe that, and then they'll become bad leaders in the future.
Okay, and so as a parent that you are, and talking to other parents, what are some of the qualities of a good leader?
That's a very good question, because we need to understand the qualities of good leaders, or of a good leader, so that we can become good leaders. That's really what is lacking today. Now, I would like to use the word acronym as an acronym. Leader as an acronym.
Okay.
L has to do with loving. So
Okay.
you must be a loving leader, love the people you lead. E has to do with example. You need to
Okay.
be an example to the people you lead. A has to do with appreciation. So you need to
Okay.
appreciate those you lead. And D has to do
Now,
with developing.
let me interrupt for a while. You talk about A standing for appreciation, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what about parents that are given to comparison? You know, their kids are trying their best, trying to meet up with demands and expectations, but instead of appreciating these children, this parent will criticize, will use words that shouldn't be used on the kids. What advice do you have for such parents before you go ahead?
Yes, it's important to understand that everyone is unique, and so we're not all the same. So you need to appreciate the good values or qualities of your children. Whenever they do something very excellent, you need to appreciate them and reward them accordingly. Don't compare them with others, because everybody is unique. So the good thing you have to do is always see the good things in people, appreciate them, because whatever you appreciate or recognize gets rewarded and gets repeated.
Okay.
So it's important we appreciate them, recognize their good deeds, reward accordingly to get that repeated.
Okay, beautiful. So go ahead with the acronyms. You were
Okay,
on
so
A.
after appreciation, then you have to develop.
Okay.
You have to develop those under you so that they can become even better than you. Then E has to do with empowering and encouraging them. You need to empower those under you and encourage them so that they can be motivated to become
Okay,
successful.
I
in
will
life.
interrupt you again. How can parents empower their kids?
Yes, you can empower your kids in various ways. Okay, you
Okay.
can expose them to opportunities where they can learn. Okay, let them learn, send them to leadership trainings and allow them to learn. And also you can empower them by giving them the right tools, the right enabling environment for them to express their leadership skills as well. You can empower them by encouraging them, by motivating them, letting them know that they can become great leaders that we've read about. That
Okay.
This is the time to become the leaders, not of tomorrow, but of today.
Okay, so the last later.
Okay, the last letter is about responsibility. Taking
Okay.
responsibility. You must be responsible as a leader. Take responsibility not only for blames, so for praise, but also for blames. So
Okay.
you need to take responsibility for whatever goes wrong or whatever goes right as a leader.
Sir, Dr. Maxwell James, I have observed with great dismay how some parents shift their responsibilities to their kids. You see a child, she's just 8 years old, and a mother wants the child to babysit a younger sibling, cook, birth the child, and do other things for the child. And when the child fails to do what is expected to be done, this parent or the said mother punishes the child. Talking about responsibility, how will you, advise some parents who do that?
Exactly. So as a parent, you're a trainer. You are an influencer, you are a role model, and you have to teach your children to take responsibility, teach them sense of responsibility. They should know what they're responsible for and take ownership of that. Now, like you cited, the example you cited quite relevant to this discussion. You need to allow them to take responsibility. Let them do their home chores. Let them take responsibility. You give them something to do. Make sure they are accountable and
Now,
responsible.
what
for
about
that.
giving kids things that are beyond their reach?
Okay, well, that's what we call stretch goals. So you need to also apply that in some cases when you want them to grow beyond their current level.
Okay.
The only way they can get that is by giving them a stretch goal, a goal that stretches them, that takes them out of their comfort zone to a challenge zone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maxwell A. James. Listeners, you're free to call in right now, 084-550-977, 084-555-977. Call in and let's hear from you. What impact does bad leadership have on kids? What impact does bad leadership have on children? Yes, Dr. Maxwell James has helped us, and we would like to hear from you as well. What's your take? What impact does bad leadership have on children? Please call in 084-550-977, 084-555-977. Those are numbers to call in, and you can call in to ask questions because Dr. Maxwell James is here, and he is also here to take your questions. Hello, welcome to Genius Court on Radio.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Genius Court on Radio.
This is the video. I really enjoy the leadership.
Oh, thank you.
Impact on the children.
Thank you.
Not only on the children alone, the adults are also benefiting from it.
Oh, thank you.
Bad leadership on the children will produce people that will not be useful for the nation.
That's true.
We see the decadence that is in the nation today. It is after effect or the bad influence of yesteryear that is bringing Nigerian youth to do the things that are not good.
Absolutely.
So we can improve on the leadership style, and then the society will be at peace.
Okay, so I will let you go. Before I let you go, let me ask you this question. What advice do you have for children who are faced with bad leadership?
Children should open up and talk to other guardians.
Okay.
When you go to school, if you have a good teacher, walk up to the teacher and say, this is what I'm facing at home.
Okay.
Please, how can I get out of this?
Okay.
The teacher will listen and advise the child.
Okay.
In those days, teachers used to go to the family and talk to the parents.
Okay.
And say, this is what is happening to this child. Please, can you do better so that this child will become a great... Because every child is a child of the nation, not just for the
Absolutely.
parents alone.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish we had the time to continue listening to you. Listeners, this is how far we can go. Genius Court on Radio.
Hello, thanks for watching our video. I am Adil Otweka. Kids call me Papa A. If you like what you just watched, then support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Genius Court TV. Like and share our video.
For participation and enquiries, call 0913 512 5827